When speaking about Japan, you cannot ever forget about its heritage, samurai. But out of all the samurai today, we're going to speak about the ones that are overpowered enough to get a high kill count. God knows how many dead bodies these samurai have buried in their past. But just so you can count, today we're bringing 10 of the best samurai anime with an overpowered main character. Number 10. Ninja Scroll. Need one of those dark samurai anime? Then Ninja Scroll is a show for you. It tells the story about a skilled samurai named Kibagami Jubei, who is forced to work on a mission to kill devils. Along the way, he saves a woman named Kagero from one of these devils, and she joins with Jubei on his mission. Ninja Scroll definitely has one of those overpowered samurai, but the story is also much darker than you can imagine. Yeah, it's one of those old popcorn shows, so that's no surprise. Ninja Scroll is also popular for increasing the appeal of adult-oriented anime series, and critics hail it as a masterpiece, keeping it side by side with other shows like Akira and Ghost in the Shell. Need an anime with a ton of characters? Brave 10 takes place during the Warring States period and tells the story of a samurai named Kirigakure Saizo. While on travel to another kingdom, he meets a shrine maiden named Izanami, who is being attacked by assassins. After rescuing the girl, Saizo soon learns that the girl is heading to Sanada Yukimura, a man who is currently gathering soldiers with extra valor. Finally finding a purpose in his life, Saizo joins the maiden on a journey to the war-filled state. As I mentioned, Brave 10 might have a huge cast, and sometimes it might lose its purpose along the way, but it can still give you an enjoyable samurai thrill ride you shouldn't miss. Okay, let's admit, samurai are really good at killing people, and we've seen countless overpowered samurai kill people. But what if one of those overpowered samurai gets tired of killing? During the Bakumatsu era, lived a legendary assassin known as Hitokiri Batosai, and his name was enough to strike fear among his opponents. But tired of the war and violence, Hitokiri retired from the war, and now travels as a cheerful swordsman. He's vowed to not kill anyone, and has left his old life behind. But that's where he meets Kaoru Kamiya at her kendo dojo. Kaoru thinks Hitokiri is fake, but after saving her, Kaoru lets him live with her. Now our overpowered samurai should go through some cheerful adventures while living with another samurai girl. Samurai X was pretty popular back then, so if you're an anime fan of the new generation, make sure you give this one a watch. Number 7. Samurai Harem. Most samurai shows are about blood and violence, but how about we focus on something more lighthearted? Just as the name implies, this one is about a samurai getting a harem of girls and living happily ever after. Here we have Yoichi Karasuma, a samurai who trained under the mountains. After knowing he has excelled in everything, his father sends him off to the city to train with the current assistant head of the Yukiha Divine Wind style swordplay school. As it turns out, this doesn't have one girl but 3 others. By the time you finish the first episode, you're gonna know where this is heading. And the story will definitely be refreshing to watch after all those blood and gore mixed samurai shows. When speaking of samurai, there's one subject we should touch on: sword fights. What would samurai be without their swords, right? And when it comes to sword fights, the ones who are best animated are the ones that deserve the praise. And when it comes to animation, Blade of the Immortal excels at it. It is one of the best animations you're going to see in this medium, and the fight choreography of the show is stunning. The movie also has a great story to accompany the action. It's your typical Kill Bill revenge story, but the concept of the show is very well executed, and the characters often have doubts about their mortality and are deeply flawed as well. When Japan had enough of adapting samurai manga, they decided to adapt a video game series into an anime. This happens in the Sengoku period of feudal Japan, where there was a threat named the Demon King of Owari. Date Masamune and Sanada Yukimura, two young warlords from different regions who are rivals, are now forced to become friends in order to face the new threat of the Demon King. The sequels and movies continuing this story add to the characters, and new antagonists join the series. Samurai Kings loves to expand on its cast without focusing on a single character journey, so even if you don't like a certain character, there's still plenty to pick from. Oh, and they're super overpowered, so there's that too. Ecchi anime is invading every genre, so it's no surprise to hear that it has successfully landed on the samurai genre as well. You heard that right, there's a lot of shows that have great action and story, but to accompany that, we've also got a lot of fan service running around. And as you expected, this is not one of those shows that will help you learn about samurai. Compared to other samurai anime, the story of this show is really quite simple, and it is one of those less serious stories that you should quickly forget about. Then why should you watch this show? Well, there's an overpowered main character who looks badass, and along his journey he adds samurai girls to his harem, so what more could you ask for? Number 3. Afro Samurai. Well, who knew Samuel Jackson would find his own anime? Perhaps he got too tired of being the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. because this man went and decided to make the most edgiest and bloodiest samurai anime of all time. Here we have a samurai hierarchy based on headbands. A man named Justice cast aside his number 2 headband and took the number 1 by killing young Afro's father. Now, years later, Afro owns the number 2 headband and wants to challenge his father's killer for a fight. But the entire world now stands against him, as everyone wants to own the number 2 headband. It's a story of revenge and violence, as well as a lesson on the meaning of hatred and power. Even if you don't like the story, watch it for Samuel Jackson. Number 2. Samurai Champloo. This is definitely one of the more popular shows out there, so even if you're a samurai anime fan, then you surely must have heard of this one at least once. It starts off with a mysterious rogue named Mugen, and a young ronin named Jin, and they save a waitress named Fu at a restaurant. After that, the two begin fighting each other. The magistrate's son dies at their hands, and when they're about to be executed, Fu saves them. Now the trio goes on a journey, hoping to find the samurai whose smells of sunflowers Fu is speaking about. The show's got a blend of historical Edo period backdrops with modern styles and references, as well as historical context and Western influences. It's like the perfect samurai anime you never find, but it's rivaled by only one show, and that is... So Gintoki. Gintoki? 冗談じゃねえ。あっ、逃げた。脇目も振らずに逃げやがった。 Gintama. What doesn't Gintama have? It's a great parody, it's got great action, memorable characters, and a few of the best shonen anime arcs of all time. It happens when the Immortal, aliens from outer space, have invaded Earth and taken over feudal Japan. Now samurai in the world are kicked out and treated with disrespect. But among these is Gintoki, an errand boy with the heart of a samurai. His daily events lead to serious situations, but it doesn't take long for them to turn comical. This series is without a doubt one of the best comedy anime of all time. It incorporates both Eastern and Western concepts and also parodies tons of popular anime out there. If you haven't watched this one, then don't wait, because you're missing out on one of the best anime ever made. So there goes 10 of the best samurai anime with an overpowered main character. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you can get updated as soon as we release a new video. Stay safe, anime fans, and I'll see you in the next one.